Years.
3 more years of studying.
Yes, I applied for law school, various law schools, every law school in the state of Texas. And, of course, I wanted to go to the University of Texas at Austin. And so I was accepted there and went to the university. Loved it. Loved the city of Austin. I love the university. And I had a blood transfusion. I don't bleed red anymore. I bleed orange. I bleed orange.
Good to hear. That's good news.
So I really enjoyed my 3 years at the University of Texas. And there was no question in my mind. When I was here in Corpus Christi, I was very active in civic, with civic work. And there was just no question when I finished law school at the University of Texas that it was in the order of things that I come back to Corpus Christi and choose this place as my place to launch my law practice.
Right, and although we may not notice in this area in the coastal bend or in South Texas or maybe even in a lot of Texas, but there's not very many Latino Hispanic attorneys out there in the United States of America, much less Hispanic Latino women. Did you notice that at all?
Oh, absolutely. You couldn't help but notice it. Not only were there a very limited number of Latina women in attorneys in Corpus Christi, there were very few women, period. And so I took an interest in getting some of us together, and with the help of a few women, I organized and launched the organization known as the Coastal Bend Women Lawyers Association. And we've been in existence now since 1987, 88. And so that organization has grown wonderfully, and it does good work, wonderful work here in Corpus Christi.
And tell me about it. I love to hear that, that not only the Latino community is advancing, but Latina women, because let's face it, it's a big stereotype, but la mujer en la casa. And that's not the way a lot of Latina women choose to live. And I think that's a positive step, wouldn't you say?
Well, there's nothing wrong,
of course,
with a mom being at home.
No, of course.
Children need the guidance of both mama and papa at home. But it's also tremendously exciting to see so many young women, Hispanic and otherwise, so many young women joining the ranks of the working world, so able. I am the third woman to sit in a bench here in Corpus Christi. The first woman judge that we had here in Nueces County was Judge Renee Haas. I have a deep admiration for her work, the model that she was to us, the doors that she opened for those of us who came after her. The second woman to sit as a judge here in Nueces County was Judge Hilda Tagli, who is now a federal judge in the Valley. And then I was the third woman to sit on a bench here in Corpus Christi in Nueces County.
And how did that feel to you on a personal level?
Well, it's wonderful. I asked the citizens I bid for election to the county court at law bench, was elected. I got a very, very strong response. I ran against 2 others, and I was elected in the primary. I was ready for a runoff.
Right.
To run off and finish the contest against whomever emerged second place. But indeed, I won, hands down.
Oh, always good.
I'm very proud of that.
and hope that happens one more time, perhaps, right?
Yes, I hope
this
so
time
too.
around, too. And let's talk about your work at county court and how that differs from district court, because, it's a different job.
It is. It's a very different job. All of the courts in Nueces County are courts of general jurisdiction. What I mean by that is you go to a city like Austin, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, those counties have courts that specialize in one field or another of law. For example, there are family courts, there are criminal courts, there are probate courts, there are civil courts. In Oasis County, one judge does it all.
Oh my goodness! So you got to be ready to roll with the punches.
So at the county court at law level, while they handle all of those areas, well, not family law, but while they handle civil cases and criminal cases, in county court at law, we oversaw the misdemeanor cases, which are the lower criminal offenses, and in county court we handled the probate and estate administration. In the district court, we handled civil cases, the major criminal cases, the felony cases, and all of the family law cases, child support, custody, divorce, and so on.
And that, as a judge, you sit there and you decide people's fates. It's a tough gig, I think. And it is. It's just, you're deciding what a person's life is going to be like. And how do you stay detached from that? I assume you have to a little bit to kind of look at things objectively.
Well, sure. You're in a plane above and you're
right.
listening, you're assessing as you're hearing evidence. First of all, Mireya, you start out within the framework of the law. You can't step outside the bounds of the law and just act willy-nilly and inject yourself in a personal way. You have the framework of the law, and you must apply the law to the evidence you hear. But people come in loaded with emotion. Yeah. Exploding with emotion, particularly in family law cases, and so you're the one that has to maintain a sense of balance and proportionality and so on, and then make your decisions, make your calls, and you have in disputes. It is not typical that. It's very unusual that everybody walks out with everything that they wanted.
Right.
They don't walk out with everything they want, and so some sides may be a little upset with you and so on. But that's part of the arena. That's part of the work.
And working with family law, family court, do you find that to be particularly difficult, especially considering your background in social work?
I don't know of any judge that can tell you, I really enjoy family cases and family disputes. I don't know of any judge that can say that. I'm not saying there aren't any, but they are very challenging because they come in with such great emotion, as I said a little while ago, loaded with emotion. And when you walk into a dispute with that mindset, people aren't reasonable with one another, and so they're the
that's
arena
what
can
you're there
get a little
for.
hot, testy, and nasty.
Yeah.